Dun, 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 dun. Guess what, motherfuckers? Army Brothers for Life. This your boy, Chino, aka the Bathroom Bandit, coming at you live, man, with the Week 8 recap and the results of my weekly predictions. All right, fellas. Let me tell you something about these predictions, man. Something about these predictions. I got all of them right except for one. I was 5 for 6 this week, y'all. 5 for 6. So I think I did pretty damn good, man. Let me start off with my first game, which was the Bathroom Bandits versus Aloha Dirtbag. Um, I predicted myself to win, and guess what? Bam! I won, motherfuckers. Yeah, I won. I won 174 to 135. Um, this was an overall team effort for me. I had a pretty solid game from most of my guys. Uh, Julio Jones was the lone standout with 162 yards, 42 points. But Damaris gave me 24. Matt Ryan gave me 28. This wasn't a blowaway score for me, but a lower dirtbag, man. His team did horrible. Leading him was Aaron Rodgers, just giving him 6 points. Let me tell y'all something, man. Don't ever in your fucking life compare Aaron Rodgers to Tom Brady ever again. Aaron Rodgers ain't in the same class as Tom Brady. You ain't never heard of Tom Brady throwing for 77 yards and 0 touchdowns. Even when he had 3 rookie receivers, no Gronkowski, and probably the worst secondary in football 2 years ago. So let's stop that comparison. Brady is the best. Anyways, Aaron Rodgers gave him 6 points. Gio Bernard gave him 6. Garrett Blunt gave him 8. Evans gave him 8. Josh Hill, this fucking tight end that he keep playing for some reason, gave him 1 point. So all in all, man, it was a bad team effort. And a lower dirtbag, you lose, dropping your record to 5-3. And of course, your boy, the Bathroom Bandit, wins, improving his perfect record to 8-0. Next matchup, Chosen One versus Jack and Jokers. Listen, man, I predicted the Chosen One to win unless the Jack and Jokers did something to his lineup. Well, he did something to his lineup, all right. He put Reggie Bush in there. Dude got him 0 points and tore his ACL or MCL for the season, so he done. Jack and Jokers, you had three guys with 0 points, man. Mike Wallace, John Brown, Reggie Bush all had 0 points. Ladarius Green had 2 points. Your kicker outscored all four of those guys put together with 6 points. So this had to be probably one of the shittiest performances I ever seen. But guess what? Even though you were pretty bad with 84, it wasn't the worst performance of the week. We'll get to that later. Anyways, I predicted the Chosen One to win, and he did. So, bam! Got that one right too, motherfuckers. The Chosen One had 203, which, by the way, was the high score of the week. I salute you, Griff. You did a good damn job. Philip Rivers led the way with 42, but you had a couple guys, Stephon Diggs, Willie Snead, and that fucking retarded New Orleans Giants game, along with Ben Watson in that same game. Demaryius Thomas did pretty good for you. You just had a strong performance, man. Improving your record to 5-3. Jack and Jokers, you keep the streak alive. 0 wins, 8 losses. Man, let's do it. If you're going to do it big, motherfucker. Let's be the worst you could possibly be. Good job, Carter. Keep it going. Anyway, next matchup, we have Lou 904 versus I Squat 1IP. I predicted I Squat 1IP to win this one. And guess what? Bam! I Squat 1IP, you won. You won basically because of one thing. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Lou 904 had a damn good game. 188 points should be enough to win every week. Unfortunately for him, he ran up against a guy named Drew Brees who was playing the fucking. I can't begin to say how bad this game was defensively. This is the worst game in NFL history defensively. And I mean that. No two teams have ever put up 13 touchdowns together. 12? Yes. They broke the record on this one. This is the worst defensive game in NFL history. Drew Brees had 500 yards and 7 touchdowns with 82 points. Basically, that's all this game boiled down to. The rest of your team ain't did really shit. Alshon Jeffrey did good. Brandon Cooks did good. Of course, he was part of that fucking that New Orleans game. But other than that, you had a bunch of dudes with 10s and 9s and 8s. Drew Brees won this game for you almost single-handedly, almost scoring half of your team points. High squat went up, P. Nonetheless, you won. Your record improved to 3-5. Lou, you dropped to 3-5. Next matchup, G's Up versus Memphis Bad Boys. I got this one wrong. Man. I predicted Bad Boys to win. This was the closest game of the week. Bad Boys, you lost by 9 points. I'm going to tell you why you lost by 9 points, Bad Boys. Remember that game I was telling you about, New Orleans Saints versus the New York Giants? Well, guess what? 717 had the other guy, Eli Manning. 6 touchdowns, 350 yards, 64 fucking points from Eli Manning. This game was pathetic. Either way, that was the only reason he won. He had 2 guys with 20 or better. That was Fitzgerald, 21, and the Steelers defense gave him 26. Other than that, nobody on that team stood out. And if it wasn't for Eli giving him 64, you would have beat him by a landslide. Nonetheless, 717 G's Up. You win, improving your record to 5-3. Old Smitty and them Memphis Bad Boys, heartbreaking loss, man. But you dropped to 5-3. Next matchup, we got Raise Up versus Siegel Street. I predicted Raise Up to win this one. It was a pretty easy one to predict, and guess what? Bam! I got that shit right too. Like I said, this was real easy to predict, man. I told you earlier, Jack and Jokers, that you had one of the worst scores I ever seen. Well, Siegel Street topped that 84 points that you had, Jack and Jokers, with his 75. I guess he was determined to have the lowest score in the history of the league. Because, you know what, this dude had 3 players on a bye in his starting lineup. I guess he just didn't give a shit, man. I guess he figured, hey, I'll make the playoffs regardless. I'm just going to take this week off. So it wasn't really much of a matchup here. He had the Rams, which had 28 points, but other than that, he had, like I said, 3 guys on a bye. One of the guys active gave him 3 points, the other one gave him 6. He scored a whopping 75 points. Raise Up, you only had like 2 guys scoring over 20 points. That was Tavon Austin, which was a fluke, and Todd Gurley. You also had Michael Floyd giving you 30. So you improved, man, to 4-4. And Siegel Street, you dropped to 3-5. Last matchup of the night, I-10 Haulers versus Team Prankster. I predicted I-10 Haulers to win, and guess what? Just like the theme goes, BAM! I won that shit. I got it right. I-10 Haulers, you won, man, 155 to 139. This was a rather close game, to be honest with you. But hey, you pulled it out. You had a better team effort. Team Prankster, both of you guys' defenses scored 0, so the defense was out of the question. Both of you guys had a receiver that scored 3 and 4 points. The difference in this game was the running backs. Dion Lewis got 22, while Crowell for Team Prankster only got him 3, and that pretty much spelled disaster for Prankster. I-10 Haulers, you improved to 4-4, my man, and Team Prankster, you dropped to 3-5. Congratulations to all the winners, man. Hey, better luck next week to all the losers. Once again, I want to shout out our chosen one for having the week's high score, and of course, I want to shout out Siegel Street for having the week's low score. And I'll see you motherfuckers on Friday, man, for my weekly edition of Bandits Weekly Predictions. Until then, say it along with me, fellas. Bandits run this bitch.